All right. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Wakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Okay. The remnant. All right. This is the brother Yashiyah, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina, and just this lesson is going to be about the remnant, man, because especially in these Christian churches, the people that claim to know the Bible and claim to be well studied in the Bible overlook a key part of the Lord's word, which is the remnant being saved on this side. Okay, we know that only a small number is going to be saved on this side, and that's through the scriptures, which I'm about to prove. Okay, with ironclad evidence, which are the scriptures, man. Okay. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna get right into it. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, and I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 20. This is the book Isaiah chapter 10 verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the house of Israel, in truth. And that day is coming, man. All right, we're not gonna stay among the heathen nations, man. Starting with evil E, man. Okay, we're gonna be standing upon their necks, man. We're gonna be in power. Okay, through the spirit and power, Ba'ashem Yahushua, according to his promises. Okay, verse 21, the remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay, so the remnant is going to return to the Most High, man, just as it is prophesied that it will happen, man. Because yes, the Lord for a period of time, okay, turned his back on his people, because that was the form of punishment that he saw, fit to put on his people, man. Okay, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans who make up Israel, man. And Jacob, whose name was later changed to Israel, is the patriarch of the Israelites. Okay, the 12 tribes. And Joseph was split into two tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna start at I'm gonna read verse 21 again. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So okay, the remnant of Jacob, the Israelites, the remnant of the Israelites. Okay, so not all Israelites are gonna return on this side, but they're gonna return in the kingdom of heaven, okay, to be the children of the elect. Okay, there's a 144,000 and there's a 1/3 remnant. All right, and you got 2/3 that are going to have to perish on this side and will return as the seed of that 144,000 and 1/3, which is definitely mercy, man, because the Lord is overly justified if he was to destroy us as a nation wholly, but he didn't. Verse 22, for though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, because you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and then even the Israelites that are spread among all the nations are as the sand of the sea. You can't count them. Okay, that's what that metaphor is right there, man. Are as the sand of the sea. Nobody can count the nation of Israel except for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay, but if you were try to count them and to do a census, it will be never ending, because you don't know who is an Israelite, really. All right, there are so-called Moabites, so-called Chinese that are Israelites. There are so-called Hamites, which are Africans that are Israelites. Okay, because Ham, the so-called Africans are not not Israelites. Okay, they're their own separate nation. And even from the mortal enemy E. Okay, you got speckled birds. You got the Israelites spread among those nations as well, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua as a curse spread his people amongst all nations. But he also said that he will gather them as well, because Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the only thing that is above him is his word. So he is bound by his word. He's the ultimate man of his word, man. Verse 22, for though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness. Okay, so only a remnant, even though you got Israelites scattered all over the world. Okay, the most populated nation. All right, only a remnant is going to return. And through the scriptures and through the spirit and prophecy, how about Shem Yahushua, we know that that number is 144,000 men. All right, and there's a 1/3 remnant which consists of men, women, and children that Yahweh Shai shed his precious blood for on this side. But on the back end, okay, like when rappers get their back end, all right, on the back end, all right, 2/3 are gonna receive the 2/3 are gonna basically receive the benefits of Yahweh Shai, dying on that cross and being risen on the third day by Yahweh. Okay, it doesn't apply to them right now because 2/3 of them are gonna get caught in one of those 4 kinds of deaths, and ultimately the thermonuclear missile fire, which is gonna be for a judgment for people that take that RFID microchip. All right, and 2/3 of our people, majority of them is gonna take that. Okay, so since I'm in the book of Isaiah, because the remnant has been spoken about all throughout this book. Okay, now this is the book of Isaiah chapter 1 verse 9. Except the Lord of hosts have left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. And Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities there were destroyed, okay, for all of the wickedness that they did. And it was an example to those that live ungodly, man. So it's gonna hey, if it wasn't for the remnant, hey, we would have all been destroyed by now. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua always left him a remnant, okay, to save. All right, even in the days of the great flood, okay, he left 8 souls on that earth to repopulate the whole earth as we know it now. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their 3 wives. Okay, and they populated the whole earth as we know it right now. And that's a very small remnant, okay, according to how many people were on that earth at that time. That's only 8 people, but the Lord was more gracious this time by delivering and saving 144,000 and a 1/3 remnant of his people. Of course, you're gonna have some of the elitists that escape, and some of the elites that escape the judgment, but they're only gonna be saved just to put right in shackles into slavery. But that's another topic. So I'm gonna go to the book of Isaiah chapter 11. All right, this is the book of Isaiah chapter 11 and verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand against the second time, to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the 4 corners of the earth. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to collect his people from all of the nations of which he scattered them in. And that's a beautiful thing. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Now let's move on to the New Testament, the book of Galatians chapter 6 verse 16. All right, and it reads, and as many as walk according to the rule, peace be unto them, and mercy upon the Israel of the Most High. Let's see. Yeah, so that's talking about the remnant, as many as walk according to this rule. Okay, peace be on them and mercy upon the Israel of the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Okay, because a lot of people is not gonna be walking in according to this rule. Okay, so it be peace upon them. It's not peace upon all of of Israel. Okay, aka you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay, so let's prove that right here, because the upcoming destruction that's to come, the upcoming destruction, all right, is gonna be for the majority of the Israelites, but a remnant is gonna be saved. Zechariah 13:8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them, and I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my God. Okay, so there's going to be a 1/3 remnant that is going to escape the thermonuclear missile fire. Okay, and also the other place that the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to have on this earth through Jacob's trouble, because Jacob's trouble is a real thing that's going to happen unto the whole earth. Okay, so this thing is only for the remnant, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is only concerned about a small number of his people right now, and through that small number, he's going to repopulate Israel as the sand of the sea once again, man. This is the book of Romans. Okay, one of my favorite books to prove that, prove the elect, all right, and to prove the remnant. And I'm gonna start. This is the book of Romans. I'm gonna start at the top. Verse 1. I say then, have the Most High cast away his people? The Most High forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. So that shows you right there who the Israelites are, man. All right, and there are 12 tribes, and Paul, he proclaimed himself to be after the tribe of Benjamin, Banyanyam. All right. The Most High have not cast away his people, which he foreknew. What ye not that what the scripture saith about Elias, how he maketh intercession to God against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down their altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. All right. And what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I reserve to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Okay, you can find that in the book of 1 Kings. I believe that's chapter 19. Let's see, man. Yeah, man. This is the book of 1 Kings chapter 19, and yeah, here it is. 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 10. And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord Yahweh of hosts, for the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thy altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. And he said, go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent the mountains, and brake in pieces rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind, and after the wind an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire a still small voice. And it was so, when Elijah heard it, that he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood at the entering of the cave. And behold, there came a voice to him and said, what doest thou here, Elijah? All right. And he said, I've been very zealous for the Lord Yahweh of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant, thrown down thine altars, and slain thy prophets with the sword. And I, even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. Okay, and I'm going to skip down for time's sake to verse 18. Yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees that have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which have not kissed him. So that's talking about the elect. Okay, and Paul brings it back up in the book of Romans chapter 11, which he just stated. And Elias, okay, since this was written in Greek, the words are going to be different, the names are going to be different, but this is talking about Elijah. Okay, so the Most High has left 7,000 men which have not bowed to the image of Baal, and 7 is the number of completion, and completion in the thousands. Okay, so when we go to the book of Revelation, verse 7, we know that number of completion in the thousands, okay, the head of the remnant, all right, the head of the elect that's going to reign under Yahushua and King David is the 144,000. Okay, so verse 5, even so then at this present time there also is a remnant according to the election of grace. So there's also a remnant, okay, that the Most High has, which is that 1/3 remnant, which we just read about in Zechariah 13:8. Okay, so since we're in Romans, let's go to the book of Romans chapter 9 verse 26, and it reads, and it shall come to pass that in the place where it is said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living power. Okay, and this is that place that we're at right now, man. We are in the valley of the shadow of death. We are in the most wickedest captivity, that the most wicked captivity known to man. A culmination, an amalgamation, all right, of all these captivities that we've been through. Okay. Isaiah also cried concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. Okay, and that's the prophet Isaiah, and we just read that in the book of Isaiah. Okay, so though Israel be as the sand of the sea, only a remnant, a small number, is going to be saved, man. I got a couple more and I'm gonna wrap it up. This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 23 verse 3. And it reads, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their foes, and they shall be fruitful and increase. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua, according to the promise, he's going to gather all of the nations, okay, but with the remnant. He's starting with the remnant, okay, all the elect out of wherever they're scattered, okay, and in the kingdom of heaven, all right, we're going to be fruitful again, man. We're going to be able to be fruitful and increase and multiply and repopulate the earth. So that's beautiful. And I got one more that I'm going to end it with, okay? This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. Actually, I'm going to start at 9. They shall be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that loathe my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. And therefore be not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, for whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. Then answered I and said, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved, like as a wave is greater than a drop. Okay, so there's going to be many more that perish from, Israel, okay, than that be saved, man. And also, how much more the heathen that are outside of Israel. But the Lord is focusing right now because the law, statutes, and commandments and the promises were given to Israel. So 2/3 is a very large portion, or a larger portion than the 1/3 remnant. Okay, starting at the 144,000 and the 1/3. All right. Yeah, starting at the 144,000. So hey, I'm gonna end it with that. I'm gonna give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Harakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect. Shalom.